Woke up this little moon and my diamonds came in from Elliot. Pearls on that fucking bitch's neck, she so elegant. Shop about the fucking mall, so much made me a resident. This Maybach got 4 windows, 10, it don't feel like the president. How I'm coming, I'm just thinking this.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Crooked Hour. Today we're going to be doing the very first episode of Rapid Fire Picks. This is where we go over the card, the main card for now. We might branch out to the prelims eventually, but this is where we're going to be going over the main card of a UFC fight night or pay-per-view and breaking down each fight and who I've got in the fight. So starting off on this one, we're going to get through this quick rapid fire. Johnny Walker versus Irene Cuțelaba. This is a fight where both people need this win, I believe. Irene Cuțelaba last lost to Ryan Spann. Johnny Walker last lost to Jamahal Hill. Both people need this win. We got 18-7 versus 16-7. And straight off the bat, I'm picking the favourite in Irene Cuțelaba. Now, Johnny Walker isn't a bad dog bet just because both people don't have the best chin. Both people have been losing. Both people can lose this fight. But I think the chin of Johnny Walker I just can't trust. The chin of Johnny Walker I can't trust. Irene Cuțelaba does have some power. There's a massive height difference and a massive reach difference here. But I feel like the wrestling of Irene Cuțelaba might pose a threat to Johnny Walker. And I could just see Irene Cuțelaba, a lot of feigning the takedown. You know, Johnny Walker's a bit jumpy. And I could just see him landing a good shot on him and getting him out of here. So I'm going Irene Cuțelaba for the win. I'm going to say early second round knockout with a straight punch straight to the chin, a straight cross. Straight to the chin, fakes a takedown, goes for the straight right, down the chin, knocks Johnny Walker. Not probably completely unconscious, but pretty much, and then he's just going to follow it up, and he's going to win. Okay, now we're moving on to the second fight on the main card, Irene Aldana versus Macy Chiasson. I'm choosing Irene Aldana to win this. I do not like Macy Chiasson. Do not like her fight style. Hold up against the fence. Very boring. Nearly put me to sleep. I think Irene Aldana's striking is going to be enough to win this. I could see her getting a KO finish. I feel like Macy's not going to be able to hold her up against the fence like she did to Norma Dumont. I feel like Irene's a little bit stronger, a little bit bigger. I feel like she's just going to have the way better striking and she's going to win this one by KO in the second round, maybe late second round. Maybe the first round Macy does hold her a bit, but I feel like Irene will get the better of the striking exchanges, win the first round, then she'll really start putting it on her in the second round and get Macy out of there late in the second round, just piling on punches. Macy will be trying to hold up against the fence, doing her sloppy boxing and just be getting tagged a lot. So I am going Irene Aldana in that fight. Next up, catchweight bout between Kevin Holland and Daniel Rodriguez. I have to back my boy Kevin Holland, you know, my favourite fighter. How can I not? How can I not? He has a 2-inch height advantage, 7-inch reach advantage. You know, and this is the thing that a lot of people aren't talking about. Kevin Holland has known about that he'd be fighting at this date for ages. I think that they were trying to get the Wonder Boy fight together, but Wonder Boy turned it down. So they had to quickly chuck him in there with somebody, so they got Daniel Rodriguez. I think Kevin Holland's been training for this fight longer than Daniel Rodriguez has. Daniel Rodriguez coming off a big layoff. Kevin Holland way more active. He's going to be the longer fighter, the younger fighter. Daniel Rodriguez is 35. He's a great fighter, but I feel like Kevin Holland's activity, his reach, his athleticism, his speed is going to cause Daniel Rodriguez a lot of problems. And Daniel Rodriguez is the guy who's going to have to cut off the distance, which is good. Very good foot movement, very good in and out. But I feel like Kevin Holland's just going to be able to tag him and drop him. I think he tags him, hurts him, follows it up with a quick flurry, drops him, and then finishes him with ground and pound. I don't know what round, though. I don't know what round. I'm going to say round 3. I'm going to say it's a back and forth first round because Kevin Holland is a slow starter. He's a slow starter. Daniel Rodriguez keeps the pace. Kevin Holland, close first round. Second round, Kevin Holland wins just by being a little bit more active. Maybe stings Daniel Rodriguez now and then. Maybe Daniel Rodriguez lands a few good shots of his own. Third round, probably halfway through the third round, I could see Kevin Holland really finding the shot, hurting Daniel Rodriguez, following it up, going to the ground and pound win in the third round. I just think Daniel Rodriguez, he's the older fighter, not active enough. Great boxing, but I mean, it's a little bit late in his career. And I could just see Kevin Holland's reach really causing him problems, and his speed as well. Next up, Li Jingliang versus Tony Ferguson. I don't want to have to pick this. I want Tony Ferguson to win. But I think Li Jingliang's going to do it. If I'm just picking purely who I think is going to win, Li Jingliang's my pick. If I pick who I want to win, Tony Ferguson. Now, if you watch my How to Bet Both Ways, you know that I think this is a close fight. Tony Ferguson dropped Michael Chandler. He's got a reach advantage by 5 inches. I could see him tagging Li Jingliang with a similar shot, but Li Jingliang, very active lately. Younger, hungrier, probably. Explosive power, just knocked out Muslim Salikov. Great striker. Could just see him landing a shot on Tony Ferguson. Second round. I'm liking my second round finishes here. Later second round, I feel like first round, maybe Tony Ferguson feels a little bit good. You know, similar to his fight against Chandler. Maybe he does take a big shot, falls to the ground. Li Jingliang follows up, but Tony Ferguson manages to keep his composure, lands some good elbows off of his back, tries for some submission attempts, doesn't work. They get back to the feet eventually. Li Jingliang lands some good shots. Tony Ferguson lands some good shots. Second round comes out. Bit of the same, a bit of back and forth, but then Li Jingliang finds a big shot, just lands that one big shot on Tony, drops him, follows him up with ground and pound. Second round finish for Li Jingliang, which I believe is going to happen, but I want Tony Ferguson to win. And if I was picking Tony Ferguson, I would say by decision. Tony by decision. More output, maybe a bit of ground game, maybe a bit of submission attempts, just better output. I feel like he will have the more output, but when Li Jingliang throws, it's going to hurt Tony Ferguson. So I got Li in that one. Sadly. Next up, Khamzat Chimaev versus Nate Diaz. I'm picking Khamzat Chimaev by first round KO. TKO. By first round TKO. I know a lot of people are riding on Nate, but Khamzat, he's going to be stronger, more active. I just feel like he's going to get Nate Diaz to the ground and just ground and pound him, and Nate won't be able to do anything. I feel like he won't knock Nate out. He won't knock Nate clean out. I said that in my How to Bet Both Ways. He won't knock Nate clean out. I feel like it's going to be strike after strike after strike, Nate not being able to defend himself, and Khamzat gets the win, and Nate's going to be like, what, I was fine. And then the people online are going to be like, well, the ref called it too early. Nate was fine, but clearly he wasn't, because he's getting ground and pounded into the head. I just don't know what Nate's going to offer Khamzat Chimaev back. Submissions, I don't think he's going to submit Khamzat. Well, I haven't seen anything of that so far. Striking, don't know if he's going to be able to overly hurt Khamzat. Khamzat's going to be the bigger guy here, just looking at frame to frame. It's a bad matchup for Nate Diaz. It is a bad matchup for Nate Diaz, and I feel like it's either going to be first or second round, but I'm just going to say first. I'm more confident in the first round, but he could get it done in the second. Nate, I just don't know if Nate's going to care as much, just because this is his last fight in the UFC and it's hard to tell where his head is at. I'm going to go Khamzat Chimaev by first round TKO. Nate on the bottom, just not able to defend himself. Anyway, that's my breakdown. So overall, I have Iron Cuțelaba, Irene Aldana, Kevin Holland, Li Jingliang, Khamzat Chimaev. And if I'm just going to pick a dog here, I'm going to pick Tony Ferguson with the upset. So those are my picks for the main event. Hope you all enjoy. Please like, subscribe, and comment if you do like the content. I appreciate you all. And as always, have a good one.